Seed selection is a process of choosing the right seed for a crop based on factors like climate, soil type, pest resistance, and many other things. On the Ghanaian Farmer TV channel, we are introducing a new program called Extension Alerts. This is to teach farmers, new farmers, the basic agronomy practices that you need to know. Even though we are encouraging you to hire an agronomist on your farm, we are not just going to be focusing on crop farming, but also on livestock farming and of course on aquaculture. My name is Anyonam, and if this is your first time on the Ghanaian Farmer TV channel, please subscribe and share all the videos. And of course, alert your friends and family that there is a new program on the Ghanaian Farmer TV channel called Extension Alerts. So this week, we are focusing on different topics in the area of crop farming. And we are starting off with seed selection. So what you see me holding is tomatoes. But hey, we have over 40 different varieties of tomato, depending on the consumer demand and of course, the variety that you are selecting. I'll be doing this discussion with an agronomist, a product developer, and of course the regional sales manager for Sakata Seeds. He's in the person of Eric Asante. I'm going for a quick breather. When I come back, he will tell me if I did any error anywhere, but he will tell me more about it. I'm going for a quick breather. Just stay tuned. Remember to subscribe and share the Ghanaian Farmer TV channel. I'll be right back. Thanks for staying. If you just tune in, you're watching the Ghanaian Farmer TV channel. But this week, it is the first episode on Extension Alerts. It's no more just about the Ghanaian farmer that we chit-chat with farmers, but we've introduced something brand new, something exciting, more insightful, Extension Alert. And sitting next to me is my brother, Eric Asante. Hello, Mr. Asante.
Hello.
Thanks for having us.
You're most welcome.
How are you doing, sir?
Very well, and yourself?
I'm good. So we're going to be doing this with you more often on Extension Alert.
Right.
We want our farmers to be more, knowledgeable, more experienced when it comes to simple agronomy things.
Sure.
So today, we are starting off with seed selection.
Good.
Because you and I know that the farming season is about to start, or we are in the farming season.
Right.
We are just waiting for the rains. So for new farmers who are going into the space, or even farmers who are already existing, and they want to go into farming, first of all, the subject matter, seed selection.
Right.
When we talk about seed selection, what is it?
Okay. So thank you for having me, and thank you to your cherished viewers. As you mentioned, seed in itself is something that carries the genetic makeup of the particular crop we are dealing with, that helps to repropagate, regrow to the next generation or to the new years ahead of us. And like you rightly said, the farming season, if there is anything you need to get the correct or the right seed to start your farming business, particularly within the crop field.
Right. Okay. Now, when we talk about seed selection, supposing I'm into tomato farming, and I want to cultivate tomato, do we have varieties of tomatoes?
Certainly, yes. There are different varieties, starting from the OPs, what our grandmoms left for us, and coming into the new dimension, which is the hybrids. That is where we are now, in the era of new technology, in the area of climate change. You need a climate resilient varieties, tomato varieties, to give you what you are looking for in periods like this.
Okay.
So for quick adaptation, the first and the most important will be that with all your seeds that you are selecting, stay within the hybrid tomato varieties.
Okay. You mentioned OP, then you mentioned hybrid.
Right.
For the purposes of our viewers, can you differentiate between these two?
Right. So when we say OP, we say open pollinated varieties. Here, we mean that the plant is growing all by itself, flowering all by itself, and nature is helping it pollinate. In this instance, we are saying that insects like bees, butterflies, issues or climate activity like wind, rains, all of these can help randomly pollinate this particular crop. And when it pollinates this particular crop unconsciously or consciously, then these seeds, when gathered, we say that they were pollinated openly without any control or support of humanity. Then we have the hybrid, where there is careful selection of a trait or a character of a crop that is interested by human beings, for example, more fruits, vigorous growth, disease resistant, when you see it in a particular crop, being it tomatoes, onions, you are careful to select that trait and combine with a good trait from another. And in this doing, you come up with a good selected seeds, and these ones are said to be hybrids.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Now, for a farmer who is walking to the shop
Right.
to go and buy these seeds, being
Right.
it the hybrid or the OP,
Yeah.
among these two, when I'm going to the shop to buy,
Right.
how should the shop's condition be?
Right.
What are the questions I need to ask the trader? That how long have you had the seed?
Right.
Under what temperature?
Right.
Before I even purchase?
Okay. So for a farmer going to buy some of these things,
Yes.
your observation and your instincts must be very smart.
Okay.
Because if I am a trader and you come and you give me some of these questions, I could know how to manage in order to make sales. But if you, the farmer, gets there and maybe it's in the afternoon, you feel the heat or the condition, the warm temperatures are too high, then you must advise yourself. But it is recommended that seeds, especially these hybrids,
Yeah.
must be kept below room temperature. We say below 24 degrees Celsius. Where human beings are comfortable, the seeds are naturally comfortable. And more recommended in air-conditioned environment. If possible, then you could also keep it in a normal fridge, 4 degrees, where normal water could stay for human being to drink.
Okay.
Within this range, seeds are alive and kept well for propagation.
Okay. So now that we are in the farming season,
Yes.
what is the speculated or what is the specific time frame that a farmer should get their seed
Right.
and kept home awaiting for the rains to start?
Right. So waiting for rain, preparing your land, planning and budgeting, all these things may happen whilst preparing for your farming season.
Okay.
In preparing, please, in acquiring these
Seeds.
inputs, specifically seeds,
Yeah.
at least it's recommended that maximum a month to your sowing, maximum, preferably 2 weeks, a week to your sowing, you should have acquired your seed. But it is not recommended to buy and keep for a year or 6 months. Probably you do not have the conducive storage environment to keep these seeds quite healthy
Okay.
for sowing.
Okay. Now let's look at the advantages and the disadvantages of purchasing each of these seeds.
Okay.
The open pollinated
Right.
versus the hybrid.
Good.
In case my money can afford the OP.
Yes.
First of all, is the OP also sold in shops?
Yes, the
Okay.
OPs are sold in
Okay.
shops.
So if my money can afford OP and
Right.
your money can afford the hybrid,
Right.
tell me what opportunity, disadvantage do I have?
Yes.
What advantage do I also have?
Okay. So if you are maybe based on financial circumstances, you decide to go for the OPs,
Yes.
then your tendency of germinations are also questionable.
Okay.
You could get your germination, but compared to the hybrid has high germination opportunity or avenue. Then, and abilities.
Yes.
Then the OPs, it would germinate while you could get 50%, 60%. So mostly people buying OP tend to buy more seeds, more volumes
Okay.
for the same area we are going to cultivate compared to someone buying hybrid. If a hybrid buyer say, I'm buying 1,000 seed, when you go, the tendency of getting above 95% germination
Right.
is very high.
Okay.
And that means germination wise, you are good with hybrid.
Okay.
OPs, good selected OPs could do something good, but hybrids, you have some good assurance.
Okay.
Secondly, you get advantage of vigor with hybrids. Hybrid vigor is consistent. So there are farms, we will visit other farms, you see that the uniformity of the plant, as if the same condition is found almost everywhere. Because it is carefully selected with their characteristic and traits, you see consistency in their vigor and uniformity throughout the farm.
Okay.
Then yields. When it comes to the yields of OP versus hybrid, always the OPs are a bit lower and inconsistent to deliver the characters we are expecting it, whereas the hybrids are very consistent in delivering yields, qualities that the consumers are looking for. So a farmer will say, last year when I grew, I had more, but this year it wasn't like that. What could be it? But the person who is after the hybrids, mostly it's delivering results year on year and profiting from their farming venture. Okay. So I would suggest you go in for the hybrid more often.
Great. If I have just 1 acre of farmland,
right,
and I want to cultivate tomatoes,
right,
this is grams. What do you call this sachet? I want to know what is the size. This is what?
So this is by weight, by seed count, or by grams.
Okay, so this gram is what?
We have 2.7 grams.
2.7 grams.
But seed quantity is 500 seeds, for example.
All right. So for 1 acre.
Yes.
And I'm planting this variety.
Yes.
Sahara F1.
Yes.
I'm planting this. How many of this sachet do I need for my 1 acre?
Okay. So like we mentioned earlier, hybrids guarantee high potential success in germination and everything. On an acre, there is a global standard, or let's start from an hectare. We are dealing with between 20 to 25,000 plant population for a hectare. Now, 2.5 of acre give us a hectare. So we could divide, and we are getting the figure close to half, about 10,000 to 15,000 for an acre. So if you want to grow for Sahara, Sahara is positioned for dry condition. The nice thing and interesting about a group like Sakata is that they are careful to select specifically for a particular season. So tomatoes, we could have several tomatoes available, each of them fitting the major season like Layla, fitting the dry season like Sahara. Sahara because even on the Sahara Desert, Egypt, Morocco, they are all cultivating. Jordanian area, this is what they grow. Burkina Faso, because it is able to flower at a temperature of 40 degrees. And that is not common. Tomatoes usually flower at night temperature, a very good night temperature, below 20 degrees or between 20 to 23 degrees Celsius. But these night temperatures, to achieve those ones, are not common. That's why it looks like we wait for the rainy season to have a conducive temperature. But here we have Sakata presenting to you a tomato variety that is able to flower even at high night temperatures. And that is very intriguing and interesting. So during the minor season, dry season, to make money, you need to go for varieties like Sahara from Sakata. It is one out of the many varieties they have. Then the rainy season, you are dealing with Amiral or Emerald. These ones are able to go through the rains. No matter the volume of rain, they are able to withstand because of the disease package that comes with it. And if you want to work between the major and the dry season, in between, you have things like Layla that is able to balance both wet and dry in order to achieve your tomato desires.
Exciting. Now, I am looking at the quantity of seed, and this one says 500 seeds.
Yes.
And this is the Layla is how much?
1,000. Then here is 2.5 grams.
Okay. All right. So these 500 seeds. If I cut the sachet, do I need to use everything at a go?
So if depending on what I'm doing, if when they package in commercial quantities, they package in 100 grams, 50 grams, that will be sufficient for an acre or for a hectare, depending on the size of land you are cultivating. If I open and I'm able to sow what is needed and there are some leftovers, then you are encouraged to seal it with a paper with a masking tape around in order to create the same condition it came with. Then you keep it in a very cool condition to keep it alive or viable onto your next use. And it is recommended that after using, it is most preferred that you keep it at good places. if you know exactly the population you are going to grow,
Yeah.
then we recommend that you buy almost the same quantity you need to finish for the farming season. The seed is always available, so there's no need to buy in store for 10 years or 5 years idea.
Okay.
Just buy what is needed for the season and you are good to go.
Okay. Okay. Now, my next question would be, these seeds,
Yes.
what will make it not germinate?
Okay.
And also, can I, after the first season, as I'm harvesting,
Right.
can I extract some of these seeds and keep it so that next season I'm not going to give you people money?
Okay. So what will not make a seed germinate are basically there are conditions that generate or causes a seed to come alive. So the seed is a living thing. And when you provide conducive environment, then it can sprout.
Okay.
Now, to provide those conducive environment is the question of how you prepare to do your sowing at the nursery,
Right.
which I hope another episode we will
Yes.
deal with the nursery. Now, we will show the farmer how to properly go through a nursery process that will help the seed to comfortably come out of its shells and then come alive.
Okay.
Now, regarding seed selection,
Yes.
selecting seed or extracting seed,
Yes.
we must appreciate that it's a full business for seed developers,
Not to me,
not you, the farmer. If there is any focus, you have a divided attention.
But back in the days, our fathers will take some seed from the tomato they've harvested, dry it, put it in bottle. You know that beer bottle?
Yes.
Or a potassium bottle. They will put it and then use some corn stick to cover it
Yes.
until the next season.
So I come
why
there.
is it you, this generation, you are preventing us from doing that?
I come there to support that idea. So previously, what they were doing, because nobody had dedicated to select seed and pull out the good ones from the otherwise, they decided to also take on that role where, okay, next year, what would I plant? Then they try to extract seed from the OP generation. But over the years, we call it farmer safe seed. That was what my research was based on. It was noted that farmer safe seed record less than 40% germination, while the hybrid and well-selected seeds record above 85% international standard testing system that is established globally. So when you tend to select seed all by yourself, there are tendency of losing time, losing the opportunity of the farming season, because you'll be losing a lot of germination opportunity and viability without good storage condition. So I'm not doubting that our grandmoms were doing something. They kept it up until now. But now and beyond, I always use the example of new technology like the internet systems that are available. We might have to adapt quickly. My one trainer from Morocco and Israel once mentioned that if you came to the world where we are 10 years ahead or 50 years ahead, would you give these people the 50-year ahead technology, or you give the yesterday's technology? You have to catch up with what the global world or other people are doing. So for that matter, it is imperative, it is a necessity that Ghanaian farmers catch up, African farmers catch up with the hybrid seed in order to feed the teeming youth and the population globally to help support food security.
Some are of the view that because we cannot extract or replant these hybrid seeds, it is GMO. Can you enlighten us briefly about what GMO has got to do with hybrid seeds?
Okay, so there are clear distinction between hybrid seeds and GMOs. They are clear distinction. They do not marry anywhere. So when it comes to GMO, people are intentionally taking a part of a plant, a part of a living thing, going to the lab, going in to dissect the genetic makeup of these plants and carefully taking part of their DNA, crossing it with alternative plants or even animal, could be another living thing even in the sea, to get what their interest is. And with this long crossing, they might not even be family related. Then people are saying they have modified the genetic makeup of that living thing. But when it comes to hybrid, it is just pollinating, but with human assistance and careful selection in order to meet the farmer's cry, the farmer's desire, the consumer's preference for taste. I want a sweet watermelon. Then we are saying go in for watermelon like Grey Max or Grey Top, so that the consumer will get what they are looking for. Now the breeder's responsibility is to look for the traits that give sweet taste, that give stronger shelf life, that give fruit bearing ability, and just pollinate, assist it for your gain. But for GMO, it's another level.
Okay, so if you just tune in or if you just went on YouTube, this is the Ghanaian Farmer TV channel. We have the Ghanaian Farmer itself, where we travel to a lot of farms and engage them to talk about how they go about the farming practices or processes. But we've introduced another show called Extension Alert. And for Extension Alert, we'll be teaching you some very basic, detailed agronomy things. So if you've not been to Agri College, don't worry. Thanks to the Ghanaian Farmer, we've introduced Extension Alert. And today, our focus is on seed selection. And the agronomy here has helped her to understand and appreciate what it is if you're going into farming, how to carefully select your seed for the high yield you are expecting. Before we wrap up the interview, I want to find out what colors has got to do with seeds. And for the one we just opened, take it for me. This is the color. It's looking blue. Tomato is red. Why is the seed looking blue?
Okay, so for seeds, we know that we are going to nest them in a medium. Soil, could be soilless. And for seed developers, seed producers, to guarantee and help the farmer to protect the seed, it is coated with substances that will help protect and ward off chewing insects in the soil or in the media, because seeds will need a dark environment to germinate. And when it is open or you put it where it's not conducive or put it in the soil, the tendency that the seed will be attacked. And this is a baby that we have to raise to become a living thing that we will benefit from. So when you look at the seed package, every seed package, for example, Sakata seed package has the treatment indicating that they have XL Maxim 480FS. Then we have Mefonozam and Flodionozil. So these are chemicals that is used to coat it. Globally approved standard that seed producers tend to abide with it in order to keep the seed sure in the soil to germinate without too much attack.
So that's the reason for the color.
A coat, a seed coat to protect the seed itself and to keep it alive.
So the last and final question, our Ghanaian climate is pretty much hot. We have some places that are cold, some places that are always warm. How do these seeds, how do the manufacturer of these seeds know that when we bring it to Ghana, it will do well?
Excellent question. So this is the part where people like us come in. We are product development. So we go into take the product that is developed by our breeders. Now our focus is to try a multi-locational trial in different climate zones within our Ghanaian setting and even within the West African region. So seeds that are produced, we look at where it was produced, being it India, Japan, South America, Europe, and America, East Africa. Then we bring it to Ghana. So these seeds, all of them are well tested in our local condition. And then we choose out of the many selections and say that, okay, Sahara Forte is able to tolerate high temperatures or minor rains. So grow Sahara. Then it is positioned for farmers' advantage. So product development, one of the things, the many things I do is to help get the correct variety for our climate. And for that matter, for the regional climate. So that is sure that you get a good one.
Great. In this day and age, climate issues are worrying us. As we sit here, we are waiting to start planting, but the rain is not coming yet. So those of you who are going to farm here, you are not planning for irrigation. I'm sorry to disappoint you, but you are bound to fail. Now, this packaging
Yes.
is sort of, I don't know if it's paper or plastic. As an agronomist,
Yes.
what do you advise the farmer to dispose of these packages
Right.
after using the seed? How do I dispose it?
So for the farms that I have managed and run, what we do is we have sorted dustbins or refuse area
Right.
that is clearly, there are clear distinction between any nylon, any cans, and any organic form.
Right.
The organic disposed substances could be used for decomposition and for organic fertilizer making. Then anything plastic, nylon is gathered at a unique place and the cans are gathered aside. There are recycling company in plastic systems and cans that in over time you gather and deliver to them. It is best used for such good purposes in this space.
Okay, maybe Sakata should consider corporate social responsibility.
Definitely.
Where you'll be taking the sachet from us and give us some discount.
Okay.
Or I'll score a point.
Okay.
So
for
something-
buying,
exactly.
for buying the seed.
Sakata, come and pay me. And then lastly, there are farmers who are far away. So the Ghanaian farmer, we are distributing Sakata seeds. If you want some to buy, just reach out to me. And I have a lot of varieties here, a lot of them. Now, if a farmer who is in Kintampo
Yes.
and orders for me to send him some seeds for his farm,
Right.
how should I package it?
Okay.
And the driver delivering it, where should he keep it in the car?
Okay. So the first recommendation for seeds that are being delivered from the point of sales
Yes.
would be first to package it in a paper system because paper is a poor conductor of heat. Then you cover it with either a nylon with the label, the name of the person on it. And some also could put it in a cloth system. Alternatively, the VIP buses are well air conditioned and they go throughout the country, and that could be a good ambience, a very good atmosphere for it to be delivered at post.
Right.
So that would be some of the recommendation. You at sales point, package it with more insulators that will not conduct heat should it be exposed on the journey.
Okay.
Then at best convenient, take buses that are well conditioned in order to deliver without any excessive heat.
Okay, so that's it. Mr. Eric Asante, an agronomist, product developer, and of course, he's in charge of, you know, distributing or helping to sell Sakata seeds. And they have different varieties. But your final words to farmers who will be planting this season, in terms of seed selection, what will be your final words so that they can get the best out of their investment? Your advice.
Okay, so thank you. For any farmer that is gunning for this new farming season, you are encouraged and treated first to consider hybrid seeds, specifically any of the Sakata varieties. We will help and guide you choose what is good for a particular season, being it watermelon, cucumber, bell peppers, cabbage, carrots, any kind of seeds you are looking for in any sphere of your farming venture. Kindly contact Sakata Seeds. I am here for you, Eric Asante. You can search me through the Ghanaian Farmer. You can search me on Facebook, and you can also have my contact as it will be displayed on the screen.
Right.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for watching Extension. Now, this is just one out of the many episodes that we'll be recording and uploading on the Ghanaian Farmer TV channel. My name is Anyonam. When you see me in town, call me Ghana's finest farmer. Remind your colleagues, your friends, and of course farmers to watch the Ghanaian Farmer TV. We are your best bet, and very soon we'll be starting to stream live some of our programs. So stay tuned. There's a lot in park for you this year, 2025, as we are going into the farming season. So once again, this is Extension Alert, a show that is bringing agronomy closer to your doorstep. So, you know, the more you watch and learn, if Eric decides not to come to your farm, you tell him, Eric, go away. I can do my own thing, thanks to the Extension Alert TV show. Thank you very much for watching. But next episode will be on how to do your nursery. That is coming pretty soon. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you, sir. But if you want any of the seeds any of the seeds we are distributing, we are selling, just reach out to me on 0554 830431. And I'll also display Eric's number down there. Call him and he will be there to assist you, or any of his team will be there to assist you to have a great, bountiful farming season. Until then, it's a bye for now. Thank you.